Hello again, Internet. This is Stuart doing another pregnancy blog. Today my wife starts week 24, so we're pretty much wrapping up the 5th month, and yeah, we're just one more month to go in the second trimester. Everything's continuing to go well, so as always, very good way to start the week. So this week we had another doctor's appointment, and that one was fairly quick, nothing too much to do, but then again, of course, the ultrasound was the big highlight of the previous visit. But this week it was just a simple checkup to make sure everything's going well, and yeah, so far baby's continuing to develop normally. Everything's going well according to doctor's measurements. Doctor says baby's continuing to grow at a very good pace, not too big, not too small, so that's always a good thing. My wife is right on track where she needs to be, so we can always use a normal checkup result. That's always a good thing. Very comforting to hear. So as part of the doctor's visit, they do lots of checkups like weight and size and all that, and my wife is really surprised as to how big she's gotten over these past 5 months. But I mean, that's 100% normal for, you know, growth. The doctor says that, yeah, definitely both baby and wife are going to be growing at a decent pace from here on out, especially because baby's supposed to put on like another 6 to 7 pounds potentially. There's a lot more growth to do these next few months, that's for sure. Baby has just barely started the growing process. As a result, my wife definitely has had to upgrade even into slightly larger clothes. I mean, like at the end of the first trimester she started to feel the squeeze, so she got something slightly looser, but now her belly is really starting to show pregnancy signs, and yeah, you can really tell that she's pregnant, that's what I mean. And so yeah, she's had to upgrade to slightly larger clothes now too. I find it kind of funny that she feels slightly self-conscious about it, which, I mean, I'm like, well, what do you expect? We're having a baby. Of course, of course you're gonna need slightly larger clothes, but I mean, I don't know. I'm a guy, I can't talk about these things without being insulting, I guess. But my wife has found some nifty clothes that are especially built for pregnant women, maternity clothes, I guess is what it's called. Learning for the first time here. But yeah, so she, we went shopping for some more clothes, and she's definitely appreciated that now that she's gotten much more comfy clothes, and especially now that the heat's kicking up, something nice and loose is much better for her. But yeah, looser clothes really help her deal with the heat a lot better. Doesn't keep her feeling hot all day, so yeah, she appreciates the increase in size, that's for sure. But as a result of her wearing slightly looser clothes for the summer, a lot of people still think that she doesn't show signs of pregnancy yet. But that's just because the clothes are so loose that it doesn't accentuate the bump. You can't really see it over the slightly loose clothes. But I mean, if she wears something slightly tight, like a dress, for example, that stretches over the belly, then yeah, you can really tell. But most of the people are like, you don't look that pregnant yet. Well, it's because she's trying to keep loose clothes on for the summer. So she still has a long ways to go, that's for sure. She definitely doesn't have like the bump she'll have at month 8, for example, but you can definitely tell that she's pregnant when you see the full bump, that's for sure. So we've continued to see if baby responds to certain stimuli, because that's always fun to do. My wife has actually started calling the baby by name very often. We'll talk to the baby and address her by her name, Catelyn, and I've been doing that as well. And we found that baby kind of moves a little bit whenever we say her name. Whenever we say Catelyn, she'll move slightly. We don't know if she's quite understanding or if she's just responding to her voices, but either way, that's kind of interesting. She's possibly recognizing her name, and that's pretty cool. If she does recognize her name, then hopefully that means that we've settled on a name. We don't have to continue talking back and forth about other potential names, because yeah, we've explored some other potential options. Things are still up in the air, but calling Catelyn by name, it seems pretty definitive then that we're going to stick with Catelyn and the spelling that we've determined. So that's a relief for me, because I am tired of looking up all these different baby names. So we'll save all that fun of baby name meanings for the next baby. So I'm kind of happy about having a firm choice now. We've also found that baby moves a lot to my wife's emotions. Like, for example, if my wife is suddenly surprised by something, say we're driving down the road and a car suddenly cuts us off or does something to surprise her, she'll be shocked, and then the baby will really start to move. Something similar, like if she's watching a movie or something, surprises her, makes her really, really happy. It goes for the both positive or negative emotions. Whenever she feels that judge of emotion, then the baby really starts to move, which I find pretty interesting. Like, the baby knows whenever my wife is shocked or surprised, out of fright or with happiness. So that's kind of interesting to feel like baby understands what my wife is feeling. It's kind of cool. Don't know how baby feels or exactly what baby's movements indicate, but still, it's kind of interesting that those changes in emotion affect the baby as well. And baby continues to enjoy music, all kinds of music. Whenever I play my music, which is more energetic, like rock or something like that, then baby gets moving. But baby also recognizes Disney songs now, much to my wife's glee. And we've also found that other calmer music, like certain lullabies, she kind of get her moving. It seems like she recognizes certain lullaby songs now, so she'll move to those slightly, which again, kind of counterintuitive, and we wish that the lullabies would actually calm her down, especially at night, but I don't know, whatever. We've also found that baby moves a lot to religious hymns, like if we're at church, for example, and certain hymns play, then baby will move to hymns, which are kind of interesting. Another, like if we hear someone sing, like a choir concert, like we've got we've got siblings in high school, junior high, and if they have a musical performance, for example, then baby will move to that as well. So yeah, it seems like our baby is musically inclined right now, which, I mean, we've still got a long ways to figure that out. We're not going to try to force any musical talent on our baby as of yet, but still, we do find it very interesting that baby recognizes and moves a lot to music. So that's going to be fun to see what happens as Catelyn gets older. Very interesting to see what goes on. But yeah, other than that, everything continues to go normally. Everything's going well, and we will be in the last month now of the second trimester. Second trimester ends the last week of June, so just a little bit of ways to go, and then we enter the final stage of pregnancy, and then things really ramp up as baby continues to grow and grow and grow and grow, and my wife continues to feel that squeeze. But in the meantime, thank you once again for joining me for this pregnancy blog. Look forward to hearing from your comments, and I will talk with you all next week. Stay awesome, Internet. Thank you once again for joining me.